Howdy folks, it's Tulcher here and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator, and we are going to start another bush trip today. Originally I was going to do a regular free flight in between the last bush trip and this one, but I'm in the mood to do a bush trip. I just love these things. I don't know why. I really don't know why. Because in the beginning of the sim a couple years ago, I started one. I'm like, why would I do this? But now look at where we are. We have like all done except for 4, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Oh, Sicily will be fun. My dad's side is from Sicily. His grandmother was from Sicily, I think. Yeah, I think so. So let's see. What do we want to do? You already know because of the title of the video. I really want to do this one, but I think this one's like 5.5 hours or something. Well, for me, it'll be 5.5. And a lot of short legs, which is fun. You know what, let's do this one. I was going to do a 2-hour one, but let's do this one. Yeah, why not? So you know the drill. 1 leg per video, although in this case, oh, well, I don't know, that's a long one. This one I should combine with something because it's going to make like a 5-minute video once it's edited down. So maybe I'll combine that with like, I don't know. Anyway, generally speaking, 1 leg per video. In this case, there'll probably be 8 videos total. So make sure you're subscribed so you know when they all drop. But anyway, since this is the first video of this bush trip, it's going to be a longer introduction. Kind of like to go through and see what our runways are going to look like, where we're going to land. So if everything is paved. Oh, okay, there's one tricky one. That'll in the mountains too. That'll be interesting. Always the rest of them. Well, nah, well, at least that one will be. You can spot that one from the air. Little go-kart track or something. And then, okay, cool. Alrighty, so the first leg. What are we doing? The Apennines? Is it Apennines or Apennines? Apennines or Apennines? Well, let's see. We're in Bologna. I'm embarrassed. I don't know. Is it Apennines or Apennines? Apennines. Just like Yosemite. I used to call it Yosemite for like 25 years of my life. Yep. And my wife was talking about Yosemite. I'm like, what's that? And we looked on the map. I'm like, oh, you mean Yosemite? That's what this is like. Is it Apennines or Apennines? I don't know. By the time you comment and tell me which it is, this was recorded. I'm recording this in early May. Sorry to spoil the magic, but this has been recorded in early May. And that's how far ahead I got because I've been doing bush trip after bush trip after bush trip before I even edit them down. So, yeah, this is early May. So you can leave a comment if you want to, but it doesn't matter at this point. It's like a couple months ago probably for you. Anywho, let's read about it. The Apennines, also called the Apennines range, is a chain of mountains that forms the spine of the Italian peninsula, also called the Apennine Peninsula. That's just over 900 miles in length, but we're only doing 564 of it. They are anchored in the north at their juncture with the Southern Alps, and they extend to the tip of the boot at the southern extremity of the peninsula. The range is composed of terrain that ranges from rolling lowlands to sheer cliffs and knife-edge ridge lines. The highest point of the Apennines is Corno Grande, which lies in the central portion of the range, 27 miles inland of the Adriatic Sea. Rising to almost 10,000 feet above sea level, Corno Grande is home to one of Europe's southernmost glaciers, the tiny Calderone. Okay, so given this is Italy, which I knew was Italy, but because Bologna is in Italy, given it's Italy, it's probably Apennines. The Apennines. Right? That's probably what it is, the Apennines. Well, I don't know. Anyway, this one could be a tricky one. At least we're in the X Club. At least we have autopilot, because I'm kind of tired from trying. It's exhausting to make videos when I have to hand fly like the Sardinia bush trip. So if we can do autopilot, however, that might be moot because if we're in the mountains, it's tricky because remember now, when you're flying with terrain, you have 2 choices. You can go up and down, up and down, up and down, so you can see stuff on the ground. Or you can go to highest terrain level, so you don't have to go up and down, but then you can't see stuff on the ground. Or there's a third choice, I guess. You can hand fly, excuse me, you can stay close to the ground and then hand fly through all the valleys. Right? But when I make the video content, it's very difficult to hand fly because that negates and kind of gets rid of all opportunities of sightseeing with the drone. So it's tough. It's difficult. I'll figure it out though. I'll see how it goes. So anyway, first leg, 24 minutes. Good length of time. And here we go. Okie dokie. Let's see. First thing I'm going to do is find these lights. I can't remember where they are. I think they're down here. It's been a long time since we've flown this thing, but I like it. We do have autopilot, which is good. Let's zoom the map out a little bit. Repair and refuel is actually going to be up here. There we go. And let's hop outside, see what it looks like, and then we'll read about what we're doing. Looks like they already have flaps down, which is good. Another flight just after sunrise. Not sure what happened here. Something happened there though. And awesome. Cool. Just get an idea of the environment we're going to be flying in. Okay, so as I looked at the preview overview image of the site, we're going to go right through the mountains, obviously, and then there's in the middle of Italy is where I did a flight in Flight Simulator FSX many years ago. Don't remember why I'm mentioning that, but it was here. So I've flown here before. That's all I'm trying to say. Let's see. Everything is on. Landing lights. Let's do that. And let's see what else. That's it, right? So first leg, like always, has GPS. If you don't quit the sim, you can have GPS through the whole bush trip if you want to, but we always quit and come back for the second leg so that we don't have GPS. Forces us to do it on our own. But for the first leg, because we can, we will use GPS. Well, maybe. If it throws us into a mountainside, we won't, but we will plan on it, at least for this first leg. So here we go. Let's get going. No time to waste. Bologna. Ahead lies the adventure of the entire Italian peninsula, flown along the corridor of its geographic spine, weaving a path that passes by its highest summits to its southernmost extremity, where it meets the water in the heart of the Mediterranean. After launching from Bologna, Guglielmo, Bologna, Guacamole Macaroni Airport, fly to the southeast over Bologna, the capital of Emilia-Romagna region. Whoa. The capital of the Emilia-Romagna region of the country. Words are difficult today, and that's right away. So we're, oh yeah, here's the other thing. Let's see. Do these stay collapsed? No. Does their timer stay running? No. Do we know how to do timer on here? I don't think so. Nope. So that means I gotta, well, in subsequent legs I'll have to do timer on my phone again, but for now it's fine. Okay. Alright, so we're going to go to Bologna, and then after that, since that's right away, we're going to go to Sasso Macaroni. From Bologna, turn to the southwest and fly to the town of Spicy Macaroni. Use the river along the banks of which the town was built as a river. Why am I even talking today? You can read that yourself. Pause the tape, pause the video, and read that yourself. So bologna in the macaroni, and then we'll read about the next thing. Then, good grief! If you want to know how long it takes, when the next leg is, it'll tell us up here. Okay. Jeez. Okie dokie. Let's get comfortable under a chair and take off, I guess, and get going on this bush trip. Man, we haven't flown this plane in a long time. It'll be fun. A lot of bush trips have this plane, so it'd be nice to be back in it. And there we go. Lots of left rudder and upsy daisy. Brakes to stop the wheels from spinning. Gears fixed, of course, and flaps coming in. And we didn't set up autopilot. I knew I was missing something. That's because their previous bush trip didn't have autopilot. Let's just fly out of here a little bit. Fly towards the GPS track. Make sure we keep climbing. We'll do flight director. We're going to do nav. And let's do IS hold. Altitude. Let's start at 3,000. And whoops, we went too far because I was looking at something else. We'll start at 3,000, and then if we need to climb more, we will. And let's get back on track, and then we will, whoops, I didn't want to do IS hold then. Hang on, we're going to do it like this. I'm going to show you. There's autopilot. We can do IS hold like that. Forget it, not working. Vertical speed. Why are we thinking? Why did I want to do IS hold at like 100 knots? What? What a goofball. 700 feet per minute. This is a climber. Okay, so IS hold. Do not recommend. Is it hunting now? It's gonna hunt. And then in 1 minute we'll be over Bologna. So let's hop outside for a second here. Yeah, not difficult, people. Anyway, there's the train station. There's Bologna. There's the city skyline. There's the sun reflecting in our way. Oh, look at that cool train track. How it goes all around like that. That is awesome. Wow, look at that. It is nice to have autopilot back, because even without the GPS track, so starting with the next leg, we will just use heading bug with autopilot. So we're still navigating. We'll still be navigating on our own, and we'll still be responsible for everything. It's just we use heading bug to hold the airplane so we can look around. Right. Which I miss. Look at this. It's like the breast cancer awareness symbol. See that in there? With the roads? That is really cool. It's not on purpose, it just happens to be, but look at that. Oh my goodness. Imagine all the people who live there and work there. Oh my gosh, the population density. Look at this. Oh, this is so cool. I know it's not a sightseeing simulator, but for me it is a sightseeing simulator. Not going to apologize for it either. Too bad it's still rendering while we're over it. That's a bummer, but that's just how they started doing things so that Xbox can handle it. Oh, there's a stadium over there. Oh my goodness. And we're getting crooked here. The drone is getting crooked as the plane turns. So the plane has moved on to its next thing. Let's get a screenshot of this if we can. Ooh, look at the skyline in the background. See that? Isn't that cool? Let's get another screenshot. Skyline right here. That's awesome. Alright, we better hop in and see what's going on with the airplane. So we're climbing up. We're almost at 3 grand. I think we'll clear the train. It's going to be tight. Maybe we should go up to 3,500. Where's altitude? Let's go to 35. Let's go to 3,700. It is going to be tight. And then, oh, look at that. And then we'll see where we're headed. In 3 minutes or so we'll get there. Which is, oh yeah, spicy macaroni. Then after that we'll talk about this park. So in 3 minutes my time, we'll come back and talk about the park. Let me make sure we didn't miss anything. Nope. Because it's spicy macaroni is there and the park is there. Okay. So we haven't had sightseeing in a couple legs or bush trips because of the autopilot thing. But now that we have autopilot, we're going to let the computer do the work. I'm just keeping an eye on the vitals and their altitude. So sightseeing for you, you know how this goes. Sightseeing, so I can edit down the leg, but you don't miss anything. I'll see you at spicy macaroni. Alright, we just went over spicy macaroni. Hopefully you got it in that sightseeing shot. Ooh, look at that. You can see all the traffic in the satellite view. That's not even sim traffic, that's satellite view traffic. That is crazy. What a busy part of the world. Alrighty, minute and 2 minutes, then we'll get to the next place after spicy macaroni is Monte Sole Regional Park. From Sasso Marconi, head south-southwest, passing over the confluence of the River Arno and the River Seta to Monte Sole Regional Park, passing to the left of Monte Sole, 2,191 feet above sea level, and we're at 3,600. I said 37, so why is that 36? You see this? I said 37. There it goes. Okay, we just got there. So what we're looking for? We're looking for, well, we're going over regional park, which we're already over the regional park. And we're looking for a mountain passing to the left of. Okay. I also see a problem in front of us. The train keeps going up. So we need to go up. So this must be the mountain here, or is that the mountain there? We only have a minute left. Let's go way up to 6 grand now, because we're gonna have a problem if we don't vertical speed. And let's go quite steeply if we can, if the airplane will allow it. Let's go 900 feet per minute. Let's get up there. There's a mountain, I guess. Is it that mountain? Which one do you think it is? This one? This one? We're only a minute out, so it's probably that one. Although that one's higher. It's one of the two. Anyway, we'll be there in 28 seconds, so it has to be that one. So what is after the regional park, which we're over now? 5 minutes later, we're going to get to Castiglione delle Pepoli. Continue on course to the small town of Castiglione delle Pepoli, named after Pepoli, a local aircraft family, using the A1 highway as visual reference. The name is longer than the town. So in 5 minutes now, I guess it's going up as we're climbing so steeply and slowing down, but in about 7 minutes we'll get to the town. So there's a town out here we're going to look for. Yeah, that has to be the mountain there. Okie dokie, let's look for a town together, and I'll see you when we get there. Alright, so we're 38 seconds out, and we're over the town now, which is the town that you saw in sightseeing. So if I go back to sightseeing view, that town right there, the tiny little town. And it is tiny, but it's in the middle, it's at the bottom of a mountain. Can you imagine living at the bottom of this mountain? How amazing that would be. Wow. Alright, put the drone toys away. And let's see where it's going to bring us next. I think altitude will be okay. Next, we're turning now. Well, so hang on. Let's look out the window when we turn, because that is super fun and immersive. And the shaders and everything are just amazing. And that's reflecting off the window, and it looks filthy. Oh my goodness. And the haze in the background. Insane. And a little alpine lake. Alright, in 5 minutes where we're going to be. Let's read about it here. So, Mount Sole. the little city. Lago Bilancino. Bilancino. From Colon de Pepperoni, turn to the southeast and pass over the A1 steak sauce highway to the village of Barberino de Muguelo. Bilancino Lake, a man-made reservoir created with the damming of the river Sieve. So, we're going to go to a reservoir, and then we're going to go to potato chip, and then Sesto Furley, whatever. Okay. So we're looking for a reservoir. I don't see one on here. Whoops. Must be this one. There we go. Okay, right there. We're headed right there. Pretty obvious. And we're going to be there in 4 minutes. So I'm going to give you some sightseeing. And I'll join you again in 4 minutes. Alright, it says we're a minute out, and it looks like we're a minute out, but let's hop outside because we are over a town, and the reservoir right there, and it is looking absolutely fabulous. Another 10 out of 10 scenery bush trip, because some of them are kind of sus, right? Some of them look like we're flying over a crappy satellite map, but in this case, this looks pretty good. Look at all these bridges. Oh my gosh, I love it. Bridges everywhere. I wonder why they got 2 parallel road with bridges. Why don't they just make one? I don't know. Maybe that's a mistake. Maybe there really is just one. Anyway, we're about to go over this reservoir. So let's put the drone toys away. And let the computer take us where we're going, because we're taking advantage for the first leg, of course, like I've said before. I know I could go like this, and then they would stay collapsed, but that navlog thing is annoying. Alright, so here we go. We are there now. So next is turn to the southwest and fly just to the right of a ridge of peaks of the Calvana chain of the Apennines. Continue to the city of Prato, the capital of the Tuscan the capital of the Tuscan province of the same name, and the second largest city in Tuscany after Florence. Now, 4 minutes for this. It's kind of a bummer that I'm having a hard time reading the words today, because I know a lot of you actually enjoy listening to me read. I've had lots of comments where people are like, you should read a book. I'm like, I don't like the way I sound when I read, but a lot of people do, so I apologize that I'm not doing a good job with words today. Alright, we will keep our altitude because we gotta go over this stuff. So we're gonna keep our altitude, but I assume we're gonna go over this gigantic city right in front of the nose, because it is the second largest city. So, what's it say? 3.5 minutes. Okie dokie. See you then. Alright, we just crossed over the city. We're making our turn. Hopefully you noticed the city in that last sightseeing shot, because we're going to move on now to what? Now we're going to Sesto Fiorentino. Only 2.5 minutes out. Turn southeast and skirt the base of the mountains, keeping them out to your left. To a town created by the Romans that lies on the outskirts of the Florence metropolitan area. So we're going to skirt the mountains. And then we're going to do that for 2 minutes. And then we're going to turn to an airport which is only a minute away. Peretola. At the Florence airport. Lima, Indigo, Romeo, Quebec. Oh, which is down here. Oh, I got you. Okay. Let's zoom in a little bit so we can see it. Alright, so it should be right off her nose. I think that's it right there. So here we go. Time to kill autopilot and hand fly this thing in. So, whoop, come on mouse, autopilot, there we go. Yeah, this thing gets trimmed weird when you let go of autopilot. So we're going to fly down now and check out the area while we land at that airport, which I assume is right there. As long as we don't stress the aircraft, we can come down as sharply as we want to, so we should have plenty of time to descend. Checking out the city as we go. Look at all those roundabouts down there. Oh, look at that sun, that's amazing. Very cool. So just to confirm, we're landing at Romeo, Quebec, which should be right there, and it is. Awesome. Alright, so looks like, what? How come the runway on there looks like it's going that direction? Interesting. When it looks like to me it's going this direction. Maybe I'm looking at something else. Right? Because it shows we're going to be perpendicular to it, but here it looks like we're parallel to it. We'll find out when we get there, won't we? In the meantime, we'll check out the sights. Look down there, that's awesome. And over there, and we are trimmed to the point I can still use the drone for a second here. And we can just look around. Oh, come on, cameras. There we go. Can look around very quickly here. Oh, we're over the airport right now. What is that up there? It's not an airport. Well, that's a silly mistake. Alright, well, we're going to have to make a turn here and then turn around. Or just do a traffic pattern, I guess. That looks like a pretty small runway, too. But it's just because of our altitude, I think. Man, oh man. Man, oh man. Well, let's just make some circles here until we land. Again, courtyards everywhere. Everywhere there's a courtyard. Oh my gosh, how cool is that? Alrighty, we're pretty good for altitude now, so let's make our turn a little more assertive and maybe stop descending. Gear is fixed, so it's already down. We'll just start applying the flaps in a moment here. Look at courtyards everywhere. Alright, let's see here. Let's check out the runway. There it is. So let's remain at this altitude, so throttles to keep from descending. You pitch up and down for your speed. Use throttles for your ascent and descent. So right now we're going to nose up to slow down in the flap range, but bring throttles back so we don't climb. And let's just go in here. We'll have a very short final. We don't need much of a final in this airplane. So there we go. First set of flaps. We'll land with 2 sets of flaps. In a moment. And without peripheral vision, it's hard to see where we are. There it is. Very long threshold. Alright, let's come in and bleed off some speed. The runway is pretty short, but lots of threshold. There's more threshold than runway. That's pretty bizarre. So that means we are coming in pretty hot. But I think once we level off here, we'll bleed off speed. We're not touching down here. Don't worry. We're just doing this to bleed off speed. There's ground effect. Second set of flaps. Now we'll lose speed very quickly. We're going to land just... Oh, don't touch the threshold. You'll get in big trouble. Come on. There we go. There we go. Shoot. We landed just before... We landed just before the threshold. Or before the runway. And I'm bouncing. I haven't bounced in a child dragger in 5 years. 10 years. Why are we bouncing anyway? Oh my gosh. What the heck? Okay, we can't stop without nosediving. Yokes all the way back. Whoa, what changed? Okay, that was scary, because when we get to these smaller runways in the mountains, that will not work. But look, you can see I had the yoke all the way back to stop from nosediving. That was crazy. They definitely changed that aircraft. First, I haven't bounced in this thing probably ever. And two, just tapping the brakes would cause us to nosedive even with the yoke all the way back. Okay, well that means we're in for some drama in some of these future runways. Oh my goodness. If you want to find out what the drama is going to end up being, make sure you subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.